welcome back to another week of Duffs to Darts. I am Ed, take you on my weekly journey from the mid-range handicap down to a single digit every week, the best of my ability. You guys know the drill. So where are we from this week from Duffs to Darts? If you guys remember last week, if you guys watched last week, my plan was to go to the range during the week if I could, work on a lot of chipping in like the bedroom or in the basement because my garage, I just got a pool delivered. So I'm getting a swimming pool put in the backyard over here. So there's a whole pallet in the garage. The SharperGolf golf lab is out of commission right now. Can't use it at all. You can't hit into the net. It's all packed up to the side. So I couldn't work on the game, couldn't hit any irons, anything like that like I normally do. Now, if you guys remember as well, I talked about my son had playoffs for baseball last week, so we had to kind of work on that. So, good news is that little man had a long week of playoffs. Let me take you through that. A little bit of a different episode this week, and it'll make sense in a minute why. So, we had practice on Tuesday, like we normally do, baseball practice for him. And he's 8 years old, so it's not like, this is this rigorous practice, thing. We had practice on Tuesday night. On Wednesday was his first playoff game. They were the number 4 seed. They played, and they won that game pretty well, actually. They did a great job. And that pushed them into the Thursday night game at 7:30, I think was the first pitch. I got off at 4:30, which means we had to get dinner, had to get him ready for baseball, had to get him out to the baseball diamond, and the baseball field that we do it at is about 15-20 minutes from where I live. So you're looking at, a whole evening is basically gone. There's no practice going on there. On my lunch breaks, instead of working on my game, we worked on his game. We came into the backyard out here, we worked on hitting. My guy is he's doing great on fielding. He's grown so much this year. Batting is his weakest point, so we put a little bit of work on that. And especially because on that first night game on Wednesday, he got screwed on a pitch. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I put it up, but here is the worst strike 3 call I've ever seen in Little League Baseball. So see, they're kids calling baseball games. Like, I'm not gonna go fight the umpire. The kid's like 12, but it was a bad call. So we worked on hitting. He was very frustrated. He wants to do well, so we came out here, put in work on my lunch break. Thursday night, they play the number 1 seed in his league, and they were, like I said, they're the number 4 seed. And little man went 1 for 3, I believe, with an RBI. No, 1 for 3 with a run. He gets up there. He gets on base in the 5th inning. They're losing at this point 5-4, and they only play 6 innings in his level. And he gets on base. He's the leadoff hitter for the inning. Sets the tone. Gets all the way around. He's the only run that scores that inning, tying it up at 5. And they go to extra innings, and his team ended up winning in the 8th inning, beating the number 1 seed. And there's a kid there who was number 3. This kid's like 7 or 8 years old. I don't know the kid's name. That kid's gonna go pro. That kid's gonna be amazing in baseball. I saw an 8-year-old lay out full extension, make a catch in the air to save 2 runs minimum. Amazing. So that takes us Thursday night till like 11 o'clock. So now Friday comes. We've got championship game on Friday. Naturally, lunch break. We're working on his game, not working on mine. Go out there, do some more hitting. Little man goes 2 for 3 in the championship game, 2 RBI. The team wins pretty easily. He's super proud of himself, and he asks if he has any more games. Let him know, I'm sorry, your season's over. You don't have any more games. A little disappointed. Asked to keep practicing baseball, so we're working on that. So that takes me through my entire week. I didn't really have much time to practice because all week we're focusing on my kid, focusing on his, because as you guys know, I'm a normal dad. I got to focus on my family first, and my game comes second. Some weeks I get to do a lot more golf game improvement. Other weeks, not as much. So little man, super proud of himself. Saturday, which was yesterday when I'm recording this, Saturday was a birthday party for my niece and my nephew. We got there, played some wiffle ball. Again, no golf practice until the evening. When I got home, when I got home, my wife and I, we watched the Halloween movie, the one from like 2014 or something like that. The one with Jamie Lee Curtis where they got rid of all the other Halloween movies and they pretended like only the first two were made, and that's where they went. Anyways, we watched that, and for like 40 minutes, I brought out my putting mat. And as you guys know, every week of Duffs To Darts is presented by SharperGolf. They give me the tools to sharpen my game. They give you guys the tools to sharpen your game. Brought out the putting mat, brought out the Mirorr that I just put the review up on, and I put in about 35-40 minutes of work of 6-footers. The reason I focus on 6-footers is, I don't have my phone on me, but I'll put it up and put the graphic up here. Shotscope, which is the GPS watch that I use, that you guys know, keeps track of all my stats, everything like that. They did an improvement on the app where they did a shots gained thing, and they've had that on there all year to what you were compared to a tour player. But they've added in different index levels. So you got like a 25, and 20, 15, a 10, a 5, scratch, and tour player, I think is what the levels are. I could be wrong on that. So as you guys know, I want to get to a sub 10 index, and I'm right around the 12 to 14 range right now with the app that I use. I put it up right here. I'm at like a 13.1, I think, if I remember. Had a couple bad rounds that have pushed me above it, pushed me out of that 12 range, fighting it back down. We'll get to that in a second. So we're working on that. So in the app, on the strokes gained, the biggest thing that I could work on my game, it's the easiest for you guys, whether you're in a condo, or if you're in a bedroom, if you're a high school student, or you're a working dad like I am. Obviously, working dads deserve working beverages. Wisconsin only. Spotted cow, not endorsed, but it's freaking delicious. If you're near Wisconsin, go get some spotted cow. It's the only place you can get it. Anyways, putting is the biggest thing you guys can do. It's easy to work on. There's a lot of different drills you can do. You can measure out your distances. And with different training aids, like the putting mat that I use, the putting mirror that I use from SharperGolf, or like the Mirorr that I recently did the review on, there's a lot of things you can do to improve your game. On the strokes gained thing on the Shotscope, for me, I wasn't doing very good on 6-foot putts. I was like losing like 2 or 3 shots, I think it was. So that stood out to me. My 1 to 2 footers I was making, not losing any strokes there, not 3 to 4 feet, but 6 feet. That's a normal distance a lot of us find ourselves in, and I was not doing very well there. So I put in 35-40 minutes of 6-foot practice only. Yeah, you can get kind of a rhythm. Yeah, you kind of get the feel of it, but there's a lot of just kind of feeling that pace and making it. And with that Mirorr I had me zeroed in. Today, as you can see, I got golf gear and I got the Pinehurst shirt on. First time I got to wear it. I went out to Pine Crest in Huntley, Illinois, and I played 18 holes with a gentleman that used to be my boss actually when I first started working at the company I'm at now when I was in the warehouse. He's a big part of why I got hired on full time. Him and I went out and played, discussed some future opportunities together, but mostly just played golf. I left the camera at home so I could focus on my game, because the camera guys, as much as I love taking you along, it adds like 3 strokes a side minimum. So put the camera, left it here, went out and I played, and guys, I was putting lights frickin' out. I hit 2 putts from about 40 feet. I had under 30 putts for my round. I had played 1 ball through the entire round, TP5 from first tee to last tee, never lost it. I hit like 8 fairways in regulation. Not sure my greens in regulation, I gotta check that. But I had 6 up and downs, so if I was missing greens, but I was getting up and down pretty easily. And most of all, I was striking the ball all day, guys. The driver was my friend again. Didn't hit the draw. Don't worry about the draw. For me, it's not an option. So I set up to hit that fade, swing at about 80% swing speed. Take a full swing in my practice swing, feel what 100% feels like, and then I dial it back for the regular swing. So I'm making good contact there. And, I mean, putts inside 6 feet. Actually, I think I even got a thing like average putt made 6 feet or something like that on the Shotscope. So all that practice I put in last night immediately paid off today. So I shot my personal best, shot an 82 today, and there's not going to be a little bumper saying, Ed, no you didn't. No, I really did shoot an 82 today. And it's my personal best score, and that's with a double on 9 and a triple on 10. So I had 5 shots added, you know, to my score. Realistically, I could have added that to just, you know, a bogey on each. Should have been a bogey on 9. It should have been a bogey on 10. Screwed it up pretty bad. And that would have actually put me under 80. You know, I could have shot probably a 79 today easily. No stupid putts on the green where I did last week when I went to Stonewall Orchard, where I was just lazily just tapping it back. Paid attention to every putt. I'd pick it up if I missed a putt inside like 8 feet or something like that. If I missed that putt, I'd mark my ball. I took a step away, looked away from the hole, took a breather, cleaned the ball again, and went back through my routine. So even though I didn't put a lot of work in during the week, put a lot of hard work in before my game, put a lot of work in, not a lot of work, but hit the range up before the range, felt before the round, felt how it was going. So it was a good week. Good week for me. 82. Bada boom. So I'll put all those graphics up for you guys. Should have been able to see that. This week coming up, baseball's over for my son. So we've got a ninja class in the middle of the week, so we should be able to hit up the range later on. This week at the range when I go, like the plan was a couple weeks ago, I'm going to spot a couple of targets out there about the 150, 175 range in that, you know, ballpark, and try to hit some spots because like today's round from about 100 yards out, hit a frickin' dart right there. Here's a little, just almost missed holing it out. The 100 yards range is pretty good with the wedge, but I need to get better from those, you know, 150 to 175 range. Start hitting more greens. That's it for the week. Hopefully you guys are working on your game. Hopefully these videos are motivating you as they motivate me every week to get better. If they are, hit the subscribe train right there. I appreciate it. We're trying to grow this, trying to get better. I know some of you guys are working on your game. My guy Louie over there in Ohio, he's hit like, I think 3 rounds under 80 in the last month. So he's putting a lot of work in there. I got guys working in condos. I got some of my guys down in Texas I'm going to have to check out. My guy down in Texas, see how his Duffs To Darts plan is going. If you guys have your own plan, let me know. Let me know what you guys are doing. Hopefully this is inspiring you to get better. I'm not taking any lessons. I'm just, you know, working every day a little bit at a time. Well, that's it for this week, guys. That's all I've got. I'm going to go eat some dinner. Got a little bit of dough on me from making some calzones. Till next week, guys. Keep grinding.